All right, so does $380 buy you, well, not this, but a good hunting rifle?
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
So let's talk about the Thompson Center Compass. Excuse me, I got a little bit of a cold that I just recently purchased. I think it's an interesting rifle. I'm gonna do what I think a lot of other channels need to do, which is start out with accuracy, because even though this rifle is extremely cheap, accuracy is really gonna probably play a part in whether or not you're gonna want to continue on with this video. Excuse Patrol is about to come out. I didn't extensively test this rifle for accuracy. I just wanted to give you my initial impressions of how it performed on one specific day with a certain type of ammo. I was using this Hornady 30-06 180 grain soft point. Precision Hunter Hornady 178 grain ELDX, which would be, considered, I guess, more premium ammunition. And I mean, obviously this is factory stuff. These are my loadings, which is 175 grain Burger over a certain amount of IMR 4895. I shot off a bench on a fairly cold day, no rear rest, just a bipod. And really I didn't shoot a ton of groups. I was just seeing just kind of initially how it performed. So I want you to consider that. I know that there are other reviews out there that show that this rifle isn't up to some expectations. The Thompson Center guarantees a 3-shot minute of angle group with premium ammunition. I only got one group that would fall into that category. So let's kind of take a look at those. Start with the soft point 180 grain. So you have two, and you can see here it's 1.36 inches. 2 shots that touched, and then one that drifted down here a little bit, giving that overall spread. And then if we move over here to the ELDX, I have a 3-shot group at 1.3, and then a bigger group at, is it upside down? Yeah. It's the only way I see it, 1.82. So just 2 3-shot groups. If I remember right, actually, and I may have annotated that, one of them was suppressed, and one wasn't. So there you go. That gives you just those 3 groups. I switched over to my reloads. And unsuppressed, I got this group here at 1.29. So several groups in the 1.3 category. And then suppressed, I got a 0.677. So a nice tighter group there. So what does that really mean? Nothing to me at this point. I just wanted to share that. Just so if you're selecting ammo, I do think it can get to a minute of angle. I'm pretty confident I can get a reload to a minute of angle. I think those conditions, the shooting position, I prefer to shoot groups prone. So I wouldn't say that I'm excluding that it's a minute of angle. But that's what I got on the first run off of a bench. Take it for what it's worth. So let's get into the rifle itself. So 22-inch barrel, real thin profile, 5R rifling, which is nice, should increase accuracy. Fully free floated, although if I do, I don't know if you can hear that, I can make it touch. So that might have been another issue shooting off the bench. With the bipod, it may have been slapping the stock a little bit. I'm gonna take it and do a prone, as I would if I were hunting, prone, no bipod, off of a bag. Now, the exciting thing for me on this rifle was the price point it came in at, which was $379, which is still available on Sportsman's Outdoor Superstore while supplies last. I love that store. I bought quite a few rifles off of them. So not only did I get the rifle for $379, it also came with this scope, a set of rings, which I don't currently have on, and a case, which is this right here. Real chintzy kind of cheap case, but whatever, right? I mean, for that entire package, for $380 shipped to my FFL, that's a pretty decent deal. I was pretty happy with that. So I don't have a traditional unboxing because it didn't come in a box. It came in that case. It also came with what used to be that Allen key that just flew away. That might have been my Allen key. Might have came with it. Just a gun lock. And then your instruction manual, or, you know, it came with a sticker. And the compass keychain, which is also on the bottom of the rifle. You have engraved this Thompson center compass symbol. So that package for $379 included the rifle, this Nikon scope, which is just listed on their website as matte with BDC. So it has the bullet drop compensator built into the reticle. It's a 3x9. I've always been really impressed with Nikon stuff. Taking it out, you know, other than, you know, I'm not going to compare it to, you know, $1,000 plus piece of glass, but it definitely gets the job done. The real reason I bought this rifle is because it comes threaded. I don't know what everybody else's experience is going to be with this, but I had to use a pair of channel locks to get this off initially. It was just covered in grease and just tight. I couldn't get it off with just my fingers. So I'm not exactly sure what was going on with that. Length of pull. So I don't know if you can see that, but for me, I'm 6'4", 200 pounds. So I should probably ride a bike more, but it doesn't fit me. So what I did, I added this Blackhawk cheek piece or cheek pad with this zip pouch with these extra slots to hold ammo, and this limb saver to increase the length of pull and keep it from beating me up too much when I'm testing it on the range. So with that, the entire edition and the rifle as you see it sitting now, weight is 8.5 pounds. So not too bad for a 30-06, pretty decent lightweight rifle to get you out there hunting for a decent price. The reason I bought this cheaper rifle is exactly that, right? Will this work? I'm gonna take it hunting. You know, I'll probably add some scope caps, and that'll be it. It'll be done. I already have a sling, so that's it. So for that amount of money, let's see what it does. There's other reviews that talk about specifically the features. I will say, just from a usability standpoint, I didn't find an issue with the 3-position safety here. So you have fire, you can manipulate the bolt, but it's still unsafe, and then you cannot manipulate the bolt and it's still unsafe. I actually find it to be fine for the type of rifle that this is. So you have this detachable 5-round rotary magazine. It has just polymer, no steel feed lips. I have here some 30-06. That one's a 308. I have a 30-06 snap cap. So I'm gonna put that in here. Let me grab that. Round 2. Okay. I don't know if I can get it to do it, but from a usability standpoint, one issue I was running into is if you don't come back all the way with the bolt, got it that time fine. See right there. Skipped over, but then it positive feed right in there. So, I mean, it will pick it up, but I was noticing it definitely is a rifle for at least my use that you needed to come all the way back and then forward to make sure that you picked up that next cartridge. So that was the only real issue I ran into. The trigger, I mean, it is a factory trigger. It's not bad. It's not bad. I don't even really know how to explain it. I think it's just a single stage. It breaks pretty easily. I don't have a gauge to weigh it, but it gets the job done. So overall, would I recommend buying that rifle? Absolutely. I'm gonna try to add some videos shooting groups again, and also doing some long range testing just to see how that rifle with different loads actually shoots. So even though I would say right now you saw some groups, most of them were hovering around 1.3. There was only a limited number of groups, but I did shoot more throughout the day. I would say it's right in there. 1.3 was probably the average. I only had that one group that was lower, so it needs some work for sure. But it was only one type of ammo, one brand, a couple different loadings, but only one brand. So let's see how it turns out. I'll keep you guys updated. Definitely like, share, subscribe, come over for coffee, whatever. If you're gonna do that though, you're gonna have to go to Matt's house. If you're looking for a decent cheap hunting rifle that comes threaded, which is a huge deal from the factory, you really can't go wrong with the Thompson Center Compass.